It's not over.
Come on!
It's not over.
Stop the fight! That's the second time now, Dan.
Trinaldo gets the win by knockout.
That's 2 times
against the
now.
run of play.
You know, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Trinaldo in that moment right there,
Yes.
where he could have just started teeing up,
Absolutely.
but he saw what we saw, and that fight should have been stopped.
Absolutely. He does not want any more shots in that moment. That fight was over.
That pisses me off.
That's terrible.
And, you know, it's not normally Herb. Herb is usually a fine referee, but tonight that's 2 calls now where, you know, I think the fight should have been stopped. That's even worse in my case.
Herb Dean here, and want to talk to you guys about Abu Dhabi. Great fights, almost there for a month. A lot of really great fights. A lot of great situations to talk about. My last night, I got to referee some fights. One fight in general, there's a great situation that I definitely want to go over and talk to you guys about. There's a fight that some people say could have been stopped earlier. I think it was stopped late. By no means was that a late stoppage. But I'll go into that later. I'm going to maybe do another video and break that down and give you guys more information on it. Like I told you, I'm going to start giving you guys a little bit more insight into how we make our decisions and our process. But what I really want to get into right now is during the match, someone yelled out, "Stop the fight." This is really interesting because there's only professionals there. There's not one fan in the building. Everybody has a job there. Everybody knows what their job is, and they have specific duties. I have a job to referee the fight. One of my duties, me, is to stop the fight when the fighter's taking too much damage. There's 2 people who are authorized to advise me doing that, to maybe yell out those words, "Stop the fight." There's one, the physician. We have a ringside physician who knows more about the physical body than I do. And he's there to give me advice. If he can't get my attention, maybe he might yell, "Stop the fight." Then there's the fighter's corner. They train with him, they know about him, they know more things about him than I do. They may know something I don't know, and so that's why they would give me some advice to stop the fight. Ultimately, to stop the fight is my decision. So for anyone I don't know who it was who did it because I was looking at the fight, but I heard it, and so I assumed that it was either the 2 people authorized to do it, the doctor or the corner. After the match, I followed up. I asked the physician. He goes, "No, that fight was fine. I'm perfectly fine with everything that you did in that match." I didn't get a chance to ask his corner, but I asked the inspectors who were in charge of his corner, and they said no, that the corner did not yell out to stop the match. That means it was somebody else, someone there doing another job. This is a very dangerous thing to do. If you put on your Superman shirt and decide that you're the smartest person in the room, and smarter than the physician, smarter than the corner who works with the guy, and smarter than the referee, you're doing a chance that you could bring in information that could do the fighter a disservice. I'm looking at the match. I believe I'm getting information from the people qualified to do it. Under no circumstances would I, even as a referee, get up and yell and tell another referee to stop the match. If I were to do that, I would know it would be a situation where I couldn't live with myself otherwise. I know that there could be consequences, that you'd never see me in that position again, but I would sleep well knowing that I had done that. The bottom line now, I have to look at that match again, not looking at it to know if I should have stopped it early, because it's easy. Anyone who believes it not is maybe just following because someone with a microphone says it should have been stopped. But if you know anything about fighting, the fighter got hurt, fighters get rocked all the time, but we're looking at his actions. He's tracking his opponent. He knows where his opponent is. He's put both arms in between him and his opponent. He's lifted his leg up, head off the mat. He's doing everything I can ask for him to do to stay in that fight. So there wasn't a bad stoppage, and we'll go more into that. But that person who's yelling out, that's almost the same thing as if you grab a horn and ring the horn as if you're calling the time. It could easily be mistaken for the official horn. If you open your mouth and yell the words, "Stop the fight," it could easily be mistaken for the people who are officially qualified to yell, "Stop the fight." It should never be done. Food for thought.